Hi, everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Mom and Tom podcast. I'm Mom.
And I'm Tom. And today, this is our February podcast because, like we talked about last episode, we are now switching to a once-a-month schedule. I'm not going to go over it completely again, but just a quick recap. We talked about that this is the best way to fit in with our schedule, and we figured that making a consistent, once a month thing also helps the people who are listening and they know what to expect. So this is the February episode of season 2. And since it's February, we had an idea that there is a big holiday in the month of February called Valentine's Day. And we had the idea to theme this episode in some way around Valentine's Day. And when I was thinking about it, I thought, what is some of the biggest things that people think about when they think about Valentine's Day? For me, it's like roses or hearts or, something like that, but also chocolates.
Chocolate.
Yes. And both
That's the real reason.
Exactly. Both me and my mom are big fans of chocolate. So we do both enjoy this time of year when all the stores are selling all kinds of chocolate and having sales on them and stuff like that. So we thought that today what we would do is we came up with this big list of all these different chocolate candies. I believe I counted them before we started, and there was 27 on this list.
Wow.
So it's a decent list.
And not intended to be all-inclusive. So it is chocolate only, and we kind of focused on what we felt like were the most popular ones.
Yes. Okay, that is true. We should do a disclaimer that if your favorite chocolate candy or whatever, is not on the list, it's not because
Please don't be offended.
Yeah, don't be offended. It's only because we looked up, a list of different chocolate candy, and we tried to pick out the ones that, first of all, that we both have had before, so we could properly give like a rating on it, and then also, like you said, ones that are known popular or we think are the most popular.
Yes.
At least in Minnesota.
Yes.
Here. So, like I said, we've got a list of 27 different things. And what we're going to do is, instead of giving like a straight up rating to every single one, like a 1 through 10 rating, we're going to actually create a tier list. Now, for anybody who doesn't know how this works, we've got these notepads next to us where we've separated it into 5 different tiers. The top tier is S tier, and I believe you had written down, like, do you want to explain what each tier kind of means?
Yeah, S being the very best, the ultimate. So these are intended to be your very few ultra faves, if you will.
Like the ones that you would probably pick over anything else if there's a choice.
Your special one. S maybe being
S for
special.
Yeah.
A is very good, but not quite as special as S, but still very good. B is good, kind of in the middle, kind of like, you'll eat them.
The average.
You like them.
Yeah.
C is more of an okay, like you will eat them, but kind of only if you have to or something. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know how else to put that,
I believe I described it as like if it's the only thing available, like you'll still eat it, but it's not very close. It's not really close to like your favorite at all.
Right.
Yeah.
You might maybe rather split it with someone so you don't have to eat the whole thing.
That's
that
a good
kind of
example.
thing.
That's a good example.
And F is just plain flat out no thanks.
Yeah, even if it's the only thing, you'll just be like, that's okay.
not a fan at all. Not going to eat it. So, but before we dive into this, maybe we should go over our email and our
Thank you very much for reminding me of that.
Son.
So we've got the episode set up. Everybody's, on the tip of their toes waiting for us to make this tier
Yeah,
list.
and now we're going to make you wait a little longer.
Yeah, but yes, we should mention that we have an email. Our email is momandtompodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. So if you want to send us an email, any feedback on maybe disagreements you have on our tier list,
or if there's anything we missed and you'd really like us to know about, just nicely tell us about that.
Nicely,
this is my favorite and you didn't even mention it.
Yeah. So feel free to send us an email after the episode. And then also we have an Instagram account that my lovely older sister runs. It's just, again, it's Mom and Tom Podcast, all one word, is our username. So if you just go to Instagram.com/Mom and Tom Podcast, you'll find us there. She posts updates every time we post a new episode, in addition to some other fun posts throughout the month. So feel free to give that a follow. And then in addition, just on our YouTube channel here, if you want to keep up with us, you can subscribe, you can leave comments under the video, and we'll try to respond to those. So now that business is out of the way, now we can get to our tier list.
Without further ado, as we say.
The first few on the list we've got here are definitely the big popular ones that I think everybody will know. So first off, let's start off with M&Ms.
Okay.
So for me, M&Ms they're very good.
Yeah,
what I would think.
Yeah, that's my thought too. They're A's.
They're A's, you're thinking? So
I do.
I should clarify what me and my mom are actually going to make our own tier lists here, so that at the end we can kind of compare and we can go through each one that we have.
Right.
So I think for me, I am going to put M&Ms in A as well. Again, it's one of those things that I think for me, like, M&Ms are super easy to snack on and not really something I would ever turn down, I don't think.
Yes,
so.
And they're good in cookies.
True,
and,
they're good in all kinds of stuff.
At Christmas time, Tom knows this, I usually have like Christmas M&Ms in a bowl. And like you said, it's so easy to snack. You think, oh, they're little, I'll just have 5 and then I'll have another 5 or I'll have a handful.
Right.
But they're just good and they're easy to eat. It's kind of a
totally agree
staple.
And we don't actually have this on the list, and not that we have to rank this at all, but have you had a mini M&Ms before?
Yes.
I feel like those ones are some of the biggest culprit of the, I'll just have a handful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're so incredibly small. It's
and I actually really like those in cookies because I like a little bit smaller, so the cookie's not quite so chunky.
Do you think it's easier to work with when cooking, or you just?
I do.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
But,
that's good to know.
I could be wrong.
From someone who doesn't bake, I was curious. So that is interesting to know.
Yes.
So then we've got a couple of variation on M&Ms, and the reason we included these is because I do feel like they're distinctly different. So I think that they deserve their own ratings.
Mm-hmm.
First off, almond M&Ms. I know you're a big almond fan.
I am.
I am not as much. I don't dislike almonds, I would say, but I think that I would prefer regular M&Ms.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I actually think I might put this in the C tier for me personally. I think that
That's
would.
That's fine.
Yes, we are gonna have some disagreements, I know, but I think that makes it more interesting. So.
All right. I'm sticking with A on those. I just
They're solid choice for you.
Wouldn't quite put them in S, but definitely A.
Okay. So then the last variation of M&Ms we have on here, and again, like we said, we know there's a million different M&Ms.
Yeah.
We just had to cut it down to a few.
Well, we haven't tried them all.
ones.
I think we were trying to go with ones we've had before.
Right. We both had, yeah. Peanut M&Ms. I feel like peanut M&Ms are another one that are very distinctly different.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm going to put those in B because I think, again, I still prefer regular M&Ms, but if I had the choice between peanut and almond, I would pick peanut. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm gonna separate them
Alrighty.
between the three.
I'm sticking with A on
My
those.
mom's
All my
sticking with
M&Ms
A.
are going in A. Yeah. The ones I've had. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
All right. So we have made it through the M&Ms. Next
phew.
is a similar peanut flavor, Reese's. So the Reese's, I think I'm going to put them in. Drum roll, please. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm going to put them in A. I think and this is kind of, we only have Reese's once on here, so I'm going to kind of count this as all the different kinds of Reese's, like the cups and the different. I know that there are a lot of different things.
And there's a white chocolate version, but
There's a white chocolate version?
there is, and I've never had them.
Okay, I haven't either. Well, there's like the cups and the pieces and the different things.
Yeah, but they're really all the same.
They're all
They're not-
chocolate peanut butter,
Yeah,
creamy
yeah.
peanut butter things. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick them in A.
For me, they're a B.
You're a B?
I do like them, but I'm not a huge peanut butter fan, which is weird that I like peanuts and I like almonds. But I would never have like a peanut butter sandwich. Now I know from raising you, that was your peanut butter and jelly every day for lunch.
Yes.
So I get that,
Mm-hmm.
but I like the peanut butter with the chocolate. So I like that.
Right.
And I don't know. I do like that particular peanut butter filling in Reese's, but because I'm not a huge peanut butter fan, I gotta go with
You gotta go with B.
gotta go with B.
That makes sense. And what you had said about like the peanut versus peanut butter thing, though, I do think that when people say that, like, oh, it's weird that I like this and like this, I actually think that with that specific example, it's not that weird, because I think peanut butter is a completely different, I mean, it's like a completely different texture. And even though it's a similar taste, it's very different between peanuts, I think. And peanut butter.
I agree, because then like with peanuts, you take and usually put a little salt on there, so you got a little salt with the.
And because they're completely different, what was I just saying? Completely different textures.
Yeah.
I feel like they tend to go with completely different things as well.
I agree, because like you're not gonna put peanut butter.
You're not gonna make a peanut sandwich.
Right.
You know, like you wouldn't put it with bread.
Right. And you wouldn't you probably wouldn't put peanut butter. Like I actually like in chow mein, I like cashews, because I'm a big cashew fan, as you know, too. And I would never put peanut butter in chow mein. So,
right.
I mean,
Yeah. So
there you go.
Yes. So I agree with your distinction between the two, and that they're not the same.
Thank you. I feel that means a lot.
Yeah.
Validation is
even though we're
totally
on
awesome.
opposite sides of it, I agree that they're different. All right, so next up is Nestle Crunch. For me, I think out of like I'm a big fan of the crunchy ones.
Yeah,
I kind of like the what do they call it, like the crispy rice or whatever that they put in it.
I like that.
I just like the effect that it makes, like the crunchiness of it. And me being not a huge like almond and peanut fan, being able to add a crunch to a candy bar without it being an almond is a plus for me, personally.
Gotcha.
So I actually think that
because it like rice is sort of a non-flavor, if you will.
It really is.
So it gives you crunch and you still just you feel like you got the chocolate.
It's essentially just crunchy chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I'm gonna stick that one in A as well, actually. What do you think?
Yeah, I went with B, because I feel like it's a little bit more in the middle for me. I don't know. I almost want to put it right on the line, between A and B, because I do like it. And
we can say it's like the top of your B.
There you go.
B tier.
Like high B.
High B tier. B plus. It's the B
Yes,
plus.
yes, I would say that. kind of right on my line there.
All
as
right,
weird
and
as
so
that sounds.
we have a similar one, at least in my opinion, similar one. Kit Kat.
Oh yeah, that's similar. And Kit Kat reminds me of Twix a lot, sort of. But maybe that's
Well,
some
it
people might
doesn't
consider that
have-
sacrilegious. It doesn't
I
have
think it's-
caramel. That's
yeah,
right.
The thing is,
yeah.
I think it's similar in shape to Twix, where it's usually like the bar.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
I definitely think Twix is different because of the caramel.
True.
I'm gonna stick Kit Kat with Nestle Crunch, just because I think they're so similar. I'm gonna put it in A.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I think Kit Kat might move. We're on Kit Kat, right?
Yep.
I think that might move into the A range for me.
Makes it in. All right.
Yeah, I do. I do like Kit Kats, and I get you guys those for Christmas every year too.
Yep.
So with the secret idea of that, I get to eat what
What's
what
left
doesn't make
over.
it into your stocking.
Yeah. and I think genuinely, the shape of the Kit Kats does add to the fun of eating them.
Yeah, and breaking them apart.
Breaking them
and stuff.
apart
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I actually think it's fun
It's
to
kinda-
eat them.
It is. It is.
It's unique too. So
Yeah. And now Kit Kats again are starting to come in all kinds of different flavors, but
true.
I haven't really had.
I haven't really either. I
Yeah.
haven't
So
done too much Kit Kat exploration.
those will not be evaluated today.
Yes, I apologize.
Yeah.
Yes, we know there's a lot of them, and but the main focus we were trying to do is just like
Yeah.
regular chocolate
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna focus on.
All right.
Next up, we've got Milky Way.
Oh, slam dunk A for me.
Really?
Oh, actually,
I thought
I'm
you'd
sorry.
put that one in S.
I was just gonna say that. I'm sorry. I lied. Yeah, Milky Way is an S for me. That's really kind of candy bars. That's my favorite. And then even if I could, include the Milky Way Midnight in there because that's the dark chocolate version of it.
Ooh.
So I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but I'm gonna kind of keep them together.
Keep them together in
Yeah.
S.
Yeah. Yeah. They're an S for me, definitely.
And I'm going to disappoint you and put them in B. I think that they're
Oh,
good.
you're disowned.
I think
No,
they're
just
good.
kidding.
I think they're good. That's all. That's really the only feedback.
That's all right,
because
because we'll be coming to others that,
Yeah,
the
I'm sure we're
feelings will
gonna
be reversed
yes, yes.
So-
We know there's a few coming up that
Yes,
will be
yes.
like that. So next up we have Snickers. Now I'll go first on this one. I don't know exactly why this is, but I feel like out of the big most popular candy bars, and I'm thinking like the kind of stuff that everybody gets like when you go trick-or-treating,
Mhm.
I actually think Snickers was typically my least favorite
Yeah.
of things that was given
Yeah.
out.
Which was a boon for me.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
So
yeah.
I am actually thinking that I might stick them in C.
Alrighty.
And not again, it's not like I won't eat them.
Yeah.
They just aren't
yeah.
my favorite.
They're
So-
an A for me, actually. I like
Oh,
the
wow.
whole peanuts, caramel, chocolate,
Yeah. That's very fair.
So
Very-
like I said, kind of I don't get those for you guys for Christmas anymore
right.
because I have figured out that they're not your fave.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And I
Alright.
can't afford to eat them all as much as I would like to.
All right. The next one we have up is Twix. Now,
Mm.
I apologize if this is offensive to you, but I actually think Twix and Milky Way are extremely similar.
Oh, really?
I do. I just think of them as like Twix is the Milky Ways with the golden wrappers. I don't know why.
No, they're
I know
not.
that they
They're-
have
Twix
a
are crunchy,
I know
yeah.
that they have a crunchy bottom, but I don't know. For some reason, I just think of them as very similar. So I'm gonna put them
you're
next to each
you're
other.
allowed.
I'm
You're
gonna put them
allowed.
next to each other. I'm gonna put Twix in B.
Yeah, I think I would put Twix in B as well, actually. As and maybe that feels odd to you because you think they're like Milky Ways, but I do not think they're like Milky Ways. But that's okay, it's you're entitled to your
to
your opinion and your
my tastes
and your yes.
Thank you very much.
And your rationale. Rock on. So.
All right, so the next one, warning, this one might upset some people because I actually know that I'm pretty sure my mom and I agree on this one.
Yes.
Almond Joy.
Yeah.
Almond Joy is an F.
F,
Almond Joy is the
sorry.
first F on the list.
Those I either would throw away or find somebody who likes them.
I know. What was so funny about Almond Joy is that I feel like it's the one candy where it was really nice to have somebody in your friend group that liked them so that you could trade them for their good candy.
Yes. Yes.
You could be like,
so true.
Yeah, if they had the Kit Kats or the Milky Ways, it'd be like,
you barter.
Take my Almond Joy.
Yes,
yeah.
let's deal. Yes, actually, I believe my father-in-law, your grandfather, likes them. I think he likes them because he likes coconut.
Good to know. So I'll need to trade with him if I get.
You could, on his birthday, you can give him an Almond Joy.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I think he might like the other coconut one that we are probably going to talk about later. Maybe?
Yes, it will be like coming later.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Spoiler alert, we're not big coconut fans. Sorry.
Yeah, that's an F for me, for sure.
All right. So next up, we've got Three Musketeers.
I know one of your
And
favorites.
this one is going to be my first S tier. It's just like a childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Again, it's like sort of what I was talking about with the Snickers, where like out of like the most popular type of things that you get all the time, Snickers is like my least favorite. Three Musketeers is my favorite. So it's always just been a favorite of mine. I'm gonna put it an S.
Yep. For me, it's a B.
It's a B.
I like it. They're good. You know, they're different. I gotta say, Three Musketeers is different. I can't think of another candy bar that's like that.
Yeah, and again, if we're wrong on this and you're like, oh, it's just like this,
you're like,
comment below or send us an email.
But just be nice. Sorry. I am a mom. So I like them, but like it wouldn't be the one I would be drawn to.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Like out of the pile or whatever.
Yeah, like when you get those variety bags.
The variety bags.
There you
exactly.
Go. Yeah.
Yep,
So,
that's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to kind of try to leave all those for you.
Yep, they would, and it is kind of for those Almond Joy fans out there. I will say, I have actually had some experience in your shoes with Three Musketeers in the sense that it Three Musketeers seems to not be very many people's favorites, so it's one of those that is usually easy to get.
Yeah, so like more for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh well, I'll have them. I'll take them all.
Yeah.
That works.
Right.
For me. All right. The next one we had to list because my mom knows that these are like my favorite, which is the Lindt truffles.
Yeah.
They're essentially just like chocolate balls with chocolate filling in them.
Yes.
And
chocolate on chocolate.
Chocolate on chocolate.
Yeah.
They're so good. My mom gets me them every year for Christmas, and I'm putting them in S tier, which my mom knew I would. And
I knew you
also
would.
knew that this one would be a fun one because we have very different ratings.
Yeah. I'm more of a C on the Lindt truffles. They're a little rich for me. I don't dislike them, but
right.
I typically don't buy them for myself, but I might eat them if they sit in my cupboard uneaten for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once
that
in
sounds
a while,
like a C tier.
Once in a while, you know,
Yep.
but not. Yeah. Enough said.
All right. Next one up, York peppermint patties. This is another one that I think I might upset some people with because I am going to put them in F. I have
the travesty.
I apologize to peppermint fans. I have this weird thing with the mint flavor where I actually really like most minty things. Like I like those. I remember in school all the time we got these little mints, like the Lifesaver mints, the ones you'd like suck on. I don't know, for in school they would always give them
peppermint lifesavers.
yeah,
Okay.
those things. And I just remember when I was like in elementary school and middle school, a lot of teachers would give us them for like tests, like before a test. I don't know, it just like felt like it kind of woke you up
mint
a little bit.
Yeah, it has an impact on.
Yeah, right. So so it's not like I don't like mint, but for some reason mint mixed with chocolate has never been I've never liked it very much. So I apologize. I'm going to have to put it at the bottom for me. What about you?
So actually for me that's an A. I like
I
love
that's
the
our biggest difference
combination.
one.
I love the combination of mint and chocolate. So stuff like what are those like junior mints? I mean, I'm going off list now. I'm going.
Junior mints are another one.
Yeah. So I'm going AWOL here, but yeah, peppermint patties and not peppermint patties. Yeah, peppermint patties. Yeah, York.
Yeah.
And then there's those ice cream things too that are chocolate and mint. Just like
mint
chocolate chip ice cream.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
So anyway, I love that combination.
Yeah. So now we're going to go back to this is possibly the most generic thing on the entire list, which is a Hershey bar.
Yeah.
I think Hershey bar is like, can't go wrong with Hershey bar. And so I'm going to put it in A actually. What do you think, Mom?
I'm actually going to put it in B.
Okay.
Not quite at my top. I mean, obviously, like nobody turns down a Hershey bar.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at the other things I have in A and thinking wouldn't quite put the Hershey bar there.
Okay. Fair enough.
So there's my deal.
Fair enough. All right. Next, we got another very generic one, which is just regular Dove chocolate. Regular Dove chocolate. I am going to regular Dove. Where should I put regular Dove? I'm gonna
anywhere you want.
Why don't you go? Why don't you go first?
Okay, I just really anything Dove chocolate is an S for me. I love the milk chocolate. I love the dark is my favorite. And then they have other varieties, and I love them all.
All right, you've convinced me. I was actually wavering between A and B. I was like, where should I put it in there? And I stuck it in A. You convinced me.
Yeah, because I thought you liked the dark chocolate too, and usually.
And that is the next one on our list, dark chocolate Dove.
Yeah.
Because we figured we needed to have some sort of dark chocolate thing on here, and that was what came to mind. So I am gonna stick. I knew I was gonna stick that one in A.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick that one up here in A.
Yep.
And I believe you're sticking it in S?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Anything. I put Dove anything.
Dove anything.
S.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, I think we explained enough on that.
Yeah.
Next, we have Hershey's Kisses. I only included this because I do consider them slightly different from regular Hershey bars.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I wanted to include it because I'm going to put Hershey's Kisses actually in B. I think I prefer having the full bar as opposed to the smaller piece. I don't know. I guess I just prefer it.
Well, it lasts longer because you are one who likes to make things you like last.
Mm-hmm.
You will eat things slowly that you really like. So I can turn because a Hershey's Kiss is just kind of of a bite, whereas a Hershey bar
is a little more time investment.
Is a little more investment there, a little more time to savor and to
exactly.
Yeah. I get that about you.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I'm sticking it in B. Where'd you put it?
I put it in B as well.
Okay, makes sense. That's where you put Hershey.
That's where I put Hershey bar. Yeah. So yeah, I think middle of the road for me.
All right. Next we've got Rolos. Now I haven't had Rolos in a long time. I'll admit.
Yeah.
And
they're a little chocolate caramel bite.
Right. I do remember them though. That's why I wanted to put them on the list, and they are unique. So I wanted to make sure we included them. I think I'm going to put them in B tier is where I'm going to
I think I am too, because clearly if I liked them, I would have them more often. So like you said, I haven't had them in a long time. I do like them.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, I think B's good. I'm good with that.
All right. Next up, we've got Heath Bar.
Probably C.
I am going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, I hope, sorry to people who love Heath Bars out there. They're just not my favorite. Again, like we talked about, C tier is like, not that I would never have it.
Right.
You know, it just, if there are other choices available, I probably won't ever pick it.
I just feel like the toffee is a little bit, I don't know if I would say it's, I always feel like I'm going to break my teeth. You know, I don't know. It's just too hard of a bite for me, I guess, with the Heath.
Fair enough. So because we're coming up on our usual time that we try to end around, we're going to kind of do a little lightning round at the end here.
Sounds good.
So we've got Whoppers.
F.
Oh.
Sorry. I know.
I'm going to put them in C. I don't completely dislike Whoppers, but they're not my favorite.
I don't like the malted. So, sorry.
Butterfinger.
C.
I'm going to do the same. Again, not...
Yeah.
Wouldn't go out of my way to choose it, but it's okay.
Right.
Mr. Goodbar.
Probably B.
I'm also gonna do B.
Get another Hershey product, I guess.
Yes,
so.
I just looked at that. I have peanut M&Ms in there, and I figured if it's a peanut chocolate bar, makes sense to put it in B with them. Crackle, which is, I believe that's
a little
Hershey's,
bit like a Nestle Crunch.
Yes, that's like Hershey's version of a Nestle Crunch.
Yes. So I think I would put that with a B plus, like
Crunch,
like I did with Nestle's Crunch.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a similar thing. I'm gonna put Crackle in A with next to its partner in crime, Nestle Crunch.
There you go.
Mounds.
F.
Sorry. And again, we kind of
sorry, not sorry. Stealing the Reese's tagline.
We kind of briefly went over this earlier, but coconut, not our thing.
Not a fan.
Tootsie Rolls. This is kind of an interesting one.
Oh gosh. You know, I don't think to buy Tootsie Rolls, but they're sort of a I guess I'm thinking B.
All right. I'm really wavering between B and A on that one.
Are you?
I agree with you. I feel like they're such a staple.
Yeah, and they're just like a little bite again, you know.
Right.
Just,
they're
so easy, like M&Ms.
All right. Yep. B. I like
Alrighty.
B. I like B. Next up, we've got Milk Duds.
I think C for Milk Duds for me.
This one is either a low C or a high F for me. I know that's a weird way to put it, but I really don't like the crazy chewiness of them.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
And they look like little turds.
They do. I seriously am not. I don't like hate the taste. I just don't really enjoy eating.
They are
them.
a little waxy.
Yes.
I will say they're a little waxy, and maybe that's weird that I find those more waxy than like a Tootsie Roll. But a Tootsie Roll, I just find more like a taffy texture.
I totally agree.
Whereas it's just something about the Milk Duds. It's like that coating just seems a little waxy. Sorry.
I totally agree.
Sorry for Milk Dud fans out there.
And the final one on our list, Baby Ruth.
Probably a C.
I agree. Don't need a whole ton of explanation on that, I don't think. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we quick go over what our lists are each. So I'm going to list what do we want to do like each letter back and forth, or should we just do our whole list?
Why don't we do our each letter back and forth?
Sounds good. So my S tier is just two things. It's Three Musketeers and Lindt Truffles.
I get that. That I would have guessed that for you too. My S tier, which my son probably would have picked out for me.
Yep.
If he were doing it for me, would be the Milky Way, both varieties, and anything Dove.
Yep. That's what I would have guessed too. All right, so and then my A tier, I've got M&M's, Reese's, Nestle Crunch, Kit Kats, Hershey Bar, regular Dove and dark chocolate Dove, and then Crackle.
All right. I have M&Ms and and also M&M almonds and M&M peanut. I have Kit Kat, Snickers, and York peppermint patties, and I feel really good about my decisions here. Just want to say, as I'm reading them again, I'm going, oh, that's solid.
Reconfirming.
That's solid. I get it.
Yes.
So.
All right. And then my B tier, I've got peanut M&Ms, Milky Way, Twix, Hershey Kisses, Rolos, Mr. Goodbar, and Tootsie Rolls.
Okay. I think here we were this might be our most in common.
Yeah, I think so too.
My B is Reese's. Nestle Crunch is a B+, along with Crackle is also a B+. Twix, Three Musketeers, Hershey Bar, Hershey Kisses, Rolos, Mr. Goodbar, and Tootsie Rolls.
All right. And then in C tier, I've got Almond M&Ms, Snickers, Heath Bar, Whoppers, Butterfingers, and Baby Ruth.
All right. I've got some similar too there, except in my C, I've got Lindt Truffles.
Oh, no.
Heath Bars, Butterfinger, Milk Duds, and Baby Ruth.
All right, and then down in the F tier, I know we've got a couple together and a couple
Almond
different.
And Mounds.
Almond Joy and Mounds, but then I've also got York peppermint patties and Milk Duds.
Yeah, and my only other one is Whoppers in the F category.
Gotcha.
So. But this is kind of, we just cooked this up right before the episode here, and I'm feeling like pretty proud of my work here.
Yeah, for doing this kind of off the cuff, I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So, let us know what you guys thought. If there's ones that you disagree on or ones that you agree with us, feel free to leave a comment or send us an email. We had a lot of fun with this though, so this might be something that we try again, this whole tier list thing. So let us know what you think of just the whole format in general too.
Yeah, and if you've got any ideas for us, please feel free. Can't promise we'll use them, but it's always fun to hear people's ideas.
Yeah, and so to reiterate, our email is momandtompodcast@gmail.com, and then our Instagram is just instagram.com/momandtompodcast. So feel free to leave us feedback if you like. And but that wraps up our episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you back here in March.
Yeah, see you in March. Bye-bye.